I suggest at the beginning when you start working through your content, there are some essential information, okay, and good to know information, okay, and some information that you're not sure, okay, you don't know, okay. And the essential information, basically, we call it the key information, okay, which is essential for the letter. Now, what is our essential information here? That she came in on the 29th of January, 29th of December, came in with high sugar, okay, and then she had high BP, 155/100, and then we started on candesartan. Then test result came back, HbA1c was high, and cholesterol was high, and because of this, what we did was metformin increased, and then atorvastatin started. Okay. Then what happened? Improved BP and sugar. And then what happened then? Now she has high fasting BSL, but normal non-fasting BSL. Okay, so that is the essential information that basically this is everything we have to say, we must say about this case. If we don't say this, we are missing a big point. We are missing a big chunk of information. So that is the what we call the key information. Okay. Agree?
Yes.
The rest is either good to know or maybe something we are not sure. But what is good to know is diabetic since 1999 and allergic to penicillin. And from the top, we were coming down. What else was there? So allergic to penicillin, no smoking alcohol, formal exercise. Okay, no smoking alcohol and exercise. Okay. And then if we go down, current drugs, well, we can say it later, but maybe. So we just say drugs. And then eye check, BMI. Okay, eye check, okay. 2017. And BMI. Right. These are the key. No peripheral neuropathy. Neuropathy. Okay. Right. So then that's it, really. Yep. Okay. Is there anything you're not certain? No, that's fine. We leave it. But if you're not certain, you can include it where it belongs. And I will tell you why we do that. Because it's better to write more information rather than less. Okay. Now that we have this key information, then we've got our 7 out of 7 except for one thing, and that is this. Okay. If you find this, you've done so much, but if you write them wrongly, then you will lose marks. Okay. And
Excuse me, Director.
this is
Sorry.
this happens a lot. It's because in basically when you are stressed at the exam, you can make mistakes. Okay, and now what mistakes? If you write Mrs. Priya Sharma, if you write Mr. Priya Sharma, if you write Mr. Sharma, okay, that is wrong. You lose marks. If you write instead of 155 over 100, you write 150 over 100. You lose your mark, okay? Because it's not accurate. So you need to make sure you write the correct spelling, the correct noun, the correct pronoun. So these are all important, okay? And right, yes.
Excuse me. Do we need to actually draw the table you
No,
provided at the time of exam? No.
no, no. No, you need to prepare a letter. I've done this so you could actually visualize what I mean by key is, or essential information, what I mean by good to know information. Okay, and the rest, and if you are not sure, then you can put it here. Now, some people say, is it significant to say that he attends the health center? Okay. Uh, It was somewhere here. It said in the first here, attends health center, and she feels that they're not taking her consent seriously. Okay, not taking her consent seriously. Okay, so if you're not sure, you can put it there. But if you think it's irrelevant, you just leave it. Okay. And this is something that I have also. I have a disagreement with um, Rebecca Bush. I say this is significant. It means that she wants a referral, but she says no. It means that you're not doing your job well. But I don't agree with her. I think there is a significance here, and this is one of the reasons the patient is being referred, because the doctor thinks that the patient needs to be convinced. Okay. Any problem here?
No. Very good.
Okay. Right. So so where we are is with the content, and you see what happens to lose 2 marks to go to 5 or to 3. Okay. And if you look at this, it says content is appropriate to to the reader and mostly addresses what is needed. Content from case notes is generally accurately represented. Okay, so it says mostly and generally. Okay, so not fully. And then content is mostly appropriate. Some key information is missing. Okay, so if you miss some of these key information, so if you miss these, any of these, then you will lose 4 marks, okay, from 7 to 3. And there may be some inaccuracies. So look, if there are inaccuracies, you don't go from 7 to 5. Actually, you go from 7 to 4. You suddenly lose 4 marks, which is a lot. Okay, so that is something to consider. Okay, now I normally say organizational layout and conciseness and clarity together. But before we go to this, and genre and style and language together, we will discuss that in next session. But let's look at this conciseness and clarity, see what this is. Okay. So conciseness and clarity, which is what? It means, what is the meaning of concise?
To the point, or
Contains all the information.
Good.
In a short way, short.
Good, very good. So it means in the most efficient way, with the least number of words, the most amount of information. Okay, so that is conciseness, and we have something called wordiness. I don't know if you've heard of it, which is the opposite of conciseness. Okay, now I'll give you an example of wordiness. Signs and symptoms suggestive of DM type 2. Okay. Now, right. What is that? Why is it wordy? Why is it not concise?
Because
So
patient is already diagnosed with diabetes, so we don't need to.
yeah, we don't need this. Signs and symptoms suggestive of DM type 2. Okay. And that is what you see a lot in that booklet, in the 400-page booklet. So we don't want this, basically. We want conciseness, and conciseness is important. Give you this. Come down here. Length of the document is appropriate to case and reader. So no irrelevant information included. Okay. Information is summarized effectively and presented clearly. Okay. So we have some key points here. So it says the length of the document is appropriate, and irrelevant information omitted, and summarized effectively and presented clearly. Okay, so we need this. We need appropriate length, no irrelevant information, and summarized effectively and presented clearly. So these are the keywords. So what does that mean? Length of the document is appropriate.
180 to 200 words.
Good. Okay, but they don't count the words. Okay, but it's the number of the words is a good indication of how well you have summarized. Okay, so if you use proper language and accurate, and if you are efficient, actually your letter would be 180 to 200 words. They don't count in the exam. It is clearly said and written everywhere in the website. The word count is not important. It is not counted. Only it is an indication of how well you have done your job. Okay. What is looked at is these. They look at basically they have a table like this. They say you need to have a checklist. You say, okay, high sugar. It says okay, okay, this is okay, this is okay. And if you have any irrelevant information, they will give you a minus there, okay? Right? So irrelevant information needs to be omitted. If it is included, it is important to say how distracting is it. And if it is more distracting, you will lose more marks, okay? So basically, if the irrelevant information you put in here, it confuses the reader, then it means that you will lose more marks. And look at here, that was a band 7, this is a band 5. Length of the document is mostly appropriate, information is mostly summarized effectively and presented clearly, okay? So band 3, inclusion of some irrelevant information. So basically, if you have irrelevant information and it's distracting, you will lose 4 marks, okay? Right. This is not much complicated, yeah? Right. How do you feel?
Good.
Good?
Yes.
Yeah, just one question, because
Yes.
you already mentioned that if we write more is better than write less. So if you're not sure that if one information is relevant or not, how we should decide that if we need to include that, or they may consider that as an irrelevant information. So both of them lose marks basically.
Okay, good question. Now, one point is that if you write, if you put in some information which is not relevant, you need to put it in a way, if you're not sure, you need to put it in a way that is not distracting, okay? And we will talk about that later, how we can put in some piece of information so it's not distracting. The second thing is, the reason I said that is this one. Now, if you have a letter that is 120 words, what do you think it is? We don't have enough content, okay? 120. If you don't have enough content, do you have anything to do with to show conciseness and clarity with? No. Do you have any? Do you have enough content to show genre and style, to show organization and layout? Do you have enough content to show language? No. Okay. Basically, content is like a brick, you know? To make a wall, you need bricks. If you need to make a building, to build a building, you need bricks. If you don't have that, then you cannot make a building. And then you cannot say whether it is well built. So we say, well, the architecture is good. When there is no architecture, how can you say the architecture is good? The design is good. How could you say the design is good? Okay, so there needs to be something. Therefore, if you're not sure, then yeah, put it somewhere, but make sure you put it in a way that is not distracting. Okay,